So, I'm going to talk about why Call of Duty Advanced Warfare deserves a better score than Destiny. Everybody's going to hate on me for this one because a lot of people are pissed that Destiny got such a low score. Right now on Metacritic, we've got Destiny rolling in at a 76, and we've got Call of Duty Advanced Warfare at an 83. Um, to be honest with you, the some of the reviews are bloated for Call of Duty, so I'm surprised it's not higher than an 83. Some smaller reviewer companies might have brought that down. In fact, let me check. Yeah, there's no negative critic reviews, and only 4 that are not within the top 80 percentile. So I don't understand why it's an 83, but yeah, I don't think it deserves. I think the 83 is what it deserves. If Destiny is a 76, then Call of Duty gets an 83. That's basically that's right. That's where it should be. And the reason for this is reviews are about what you get out of the box. Uh, when you are reviewing something, you're reviewing it so that the consumer day one can go in and have an idea of what they are purchasing. Know that they're getting a complete game. That's why embargoes suck. The launch night reviews that come out because certain game publishers don't want to do it, like Colonial Marines. We saw that they didn't allow reviews to come out until the day the game came out, and well, that was a disaster. Um, I believe they were sued for false advertising, but that's another story. Um, so then, that's what reviews are about. They're trying to tell you what you get in the box for your day one experience, and is it worth buying at that point in time. They cannot review what happens in the future because that's ridiculous. So when Destiny players say, well, you're reviewing this and you gave it such a low score, but you've got patches on the way, you've got the raid patch coming out, you've got constant support for patches for problems, you've got the DLC. None of that. None of that. You can't do that. It just doesn't work. What's in the box, that's what you're getting reviewed on. Is what was in the box and what came from it in the time allotted for that journalist to review it, for that critic to view it. So that's why review scores like that happen, and that's why Destiny got such a low review score and why it deserved such a low review score, because out of the box it gave you pretty much nothing of true substance, except for its multiplayer, but we'll get in that in a little bit. So, why Call of Duty gets a better score? Uh, in, let's cover story. Story mode for Destiny. Think about it. Think about it. There's no story in Destiny. It's very vague. Nothing ever gets explained. Nothing ever happens. You don't really know what's going on in Destiny at all. And there's no explanations. I mean, one of my favorite parts is when the keeper at the very beginning goes, I could tell you about this, but I'm not. And, every time I replay and I make a new character, it's like, please do tell me, do tell. I want to know. And Grimoire cards are a poor excuse. They do not come in the box, so that's not an excuse. That is not something a reviewer can really take into account. They can say, hey, well, hardcore fans will like the Grimoire cards, but for the average player, they're nothing, so you're not really getting much in the game for story. Now, when you look at Call of Duty story, it may be rubbish, but it's complete. And there, it could make no sense as well, but at least those stories, now I haven't played it, but usually Call of Duty stories going on experience, They follow certain directions. They're over the top, cinematic. Um, they're fun, stupid action movie type plots, but I can tell you it's definitely better than the Destiny storyline and how the Destiny storyline was laid out. Now, PvP is where it kind of gets a little shaky because PvP for both of these games really depends on your preference. Um, PvP is completely different body in both of those. We'll go to PvP and Destiny first. PvP and Destiny is pretty simple. There's not much to it in terms of game modes and maps. There's really not much going on in that field there, but they do have an interesting thing where they cycle out some game modes just to keep it fresh. I do enjoy that. The PvP, it's fun, and the reason I like to play it is it reminds me of Halo, and I just really enjoy it. I mean, I don't have an Xbox One, so I'm not going to get the Master Chief Collection. I got a PS4, so this is my closest thing to Halo, and I love every second of it. The time to kill is wonderful. I love that lengthy gun battles where you're really fighting it out and duking it out. I kind of miss those because Halo 5 really let me down. So, Destiny has that certain something that Bungie did with Halo that's really special and it works. And regardless of the gameplay, the game mode selection being limited, and regardless of the fact that there's not that many uh, maps, it's still really fun, phenomenal. Never felt like it was repetitive gameplay for multiplayer for that. Um, so full stars for that, but again, it's very incomplete. I mean, your perk system is basically your gear that you're bringing in and your leveled up abilities. Um, Even though it gets balanced out with certain game modes, except for Iron Banner, it's just it's really cool because the guns make a difference. If you upgrade a gun a certain way, it will behave that way when you're in their armor. Same thing. It's upgrading the armor. It'll still have those attributes that you get when you upgrade it. So those are like the perks for Destiny, but those aren't really gained in multiplayer. Those you get those faster if you do single player. Um, so if you go to the Call of Duty side now for PvP, Call of Duty PvP is ridiculous. It is phenomenal for whatever reason. It is like crack. It is extremely addictive, and it always wants you coming back for more. And the reason is that they've perfected a formula from Modern Warfare, from Call of Duty 4 and on. They have been perfecting this formula over and over and over again, and they know what works. And that's a good perk system, a good leveling system, and just really time to kill is really low, but that really fast gameplay for the time to kill, um, a lot of players enjoy that. A lot of people enjoy that a lot. My group of friends who prefers Halo, they hate it, so they prefer Destiny multiplayer. But I'm in between on these two because I've played both and I love both of them. Um, so Call of Duty is a different market, faster, and with the new exosuits and trying to add like 3 dimensions to each map, kind of different. But it's good. So when we look at PvP for both of them, it's all about your personal preference. When you're looking at when you look at it, in your own opinion. When reviewers look at it, Call of Duty, hands down, has the most uh, out of all the games. Actually, even beating out Master Chief Collection or any of the other multiplayer games that came out this year. Um, has the most well-founded and grounded base into multiplayer. It is phenomenal the way it is. It works. It's just very well done. So that's why it's going to review better. So unfortunately, those are the reasons. Call of Duty does deserve a better out of the box review score than Destiny, and hopefully Destiny with the patches and the DLC that'll make up for it and kind of allude to it, and we'll see what happens with Destiny 2. I don't know how I feel about Destiny 2 yet, but once we learn a little bit more about it, I might come to terms with the idea. Uh, so that's basically it. I hope I explained it well enough that you're not going to flame at me and hate me. Um, I'm just trying to give you guys the reality of why a game like Destiny that, and again, I've logged well over 150 hours in Destiny, and yeah, prestiged in multiple Call of Duty games, so I've got expertise in both of them. I'm not taking a side here. I'm literally just trying to explain how the review process works, why it works in favor of Call of Duty, and it is Destiny's fault that it has lower review scores. It could have had much higher and been a Game of the Year contester. But in very few circles will Destiny be a Game of the Year contestant. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely week.